In the United States, 510,000 children and youth are in out-of-home placement, and each year 25,000 of these young people reach age 18 without being able to return home safely and without being adopted. These youth are legally emancipated to live on their own. Often, they've never learned the skills necessary to live on their own, and without the safety net of family, these youth frequently slip through the cracks. Just over half will graduate high school, compared with 85% of their peers. Less than 3% will earn college degrees, compared with 28% of the general population. 1 in 4 will be incarcerated within the first 2 years after they leave the system. 1 in 4 will experience a period of homelessness. 4 out of 10 will become parents within a few years. In fact, less than 1 in 5 youth will be fully self-supporting 4 years after leaving foster care. Imagine growing up in an environment where instead of being nurtured and protected by those closest to you, you were neglected and abused, where there was fear instead of love. Many of the youth involved in the programs at the Matthews House have grown up in this kind of instability and insecurity, often leaving them feeling discarded and hopeless, unaware that the future can be any different than the past. But they don't have to stay on this path, in these patterns. There is hope, and that hope is what the Matthews House is about. The Matthews House comes alongside these youth where they are and provides them with the resources, skills, and support necessary to restore their dignity, rekindle their hope, and empower them to take control of their lives.
My dad wasn't around when I grew up, and a lot of my mom's boyfriends, everyone that she's had, were abusive towards me physically and sexually, and I went back and forth between my mom and my aunt a lot because of that, and my mom had brain surgeries too, so my aunt had to have me for a while, so there was never a lot of consistency with it, and I kind of struggled through high school because that's when my stepdad was doing a lot of abuse towards me, and so I got into drugs to kind of run away from that.
If you did not have a childhood in which you were nurtured, that you were made to feel that you were connected to other individuals and that you individually had a real purpose in life, you then would become a survivor. And so the Matthews House hopes to come alongside these youth, create a space in which they can begin to flourish. Many of them, in their story timelines, only see the trauma, the neglect, the abuse, and the loneliness. But hopefully at the Matthews House, we can help them see that that story timeline that is in their minds does not have to be who they are.
A mentor is someone that actually cares, listens, doesn't just say what they want you to hear. They say what's honest and true. They help you through your problems. If you're down and out, you know, sad, depressed, stressed, bored, anything, they'll try their best to bring you up from that. My mentor, Matt, is the ultimate of best friend that you could have, and I didn't think I could have a friend like that.
Why I got involved, I guess, is perhaps a cliche. I mean, that I just really wanted to help, you know, and this was, I think that the population that the Matthews House serves is kind of a forgotten, lost population.
Everybody here, even people that aren't my mentor, I'm not directly involved with, is really understanding, and they always just try to help. And so I have had really close relationships with everybody here, and especially with my mentor, because I don't think there's anything that she doesn't know about everything, and it just makes it a lot easier to overcome the past and do better now when you have somebody going through everything with you.
They helped me a lot with like budgeting and, you know, resumes and how to talk in an interview and what to wear, and a lot of things that I kind of knew in the past, but kind of like getting them actually going instead of just kind of slacking on them. And it's gotten things moving in my life. I mean, I've got a good job, got promoted quick, and I'm doing really good. If I ever need help, or if I, need this, need that, whatever, I can always call here and somebody will help me figure it out.
Amazing people here can help you become something that you actually like, someone that you actually like. Before I came into the Matthews house, I didn't like myself. And when I left, from the resources that I had and getting a mentor and such, I like myself. I've changed my whole attitude on life, being myself, and attitude on attitude.
As much as they care, they don't enable, and that's what made me start making better choices, because I know that I have somebody there that cares, and at the same time they're pushing me to do what I need to do.
The reason we like to collaborate with the community is that our agency is very good at safety, keeping kids safe. What we're not really good at is raising children. I think what the community needs to know is that the Matthews House, for one, is a great resource, and it's not just for the department. I don't want it ever to be perceived that that's all they serve is the Department of Human Services. They serve the whole community. And I would also put a plug in is that more volunteers and more assistance from the community to help support the kids that the Matthews House works with is always something that's needed. But that it is a very professional environment. It provides a safe, fun place for kids to have opportunities to learn new things, to experience new experiences, and to grow. And it creates an environment for them to continue to build and be a successful member of society, so that when they have children, they are more successful down the line, which in impact is going to be in the long run is going to be a positive impact for all the kids and for the whole community.
We're not here to tell them how to get a new life. We're here to help them see that they can dream of a new life, but we're just going to walk alongside them and help them in searching out those new ways. So what we do at the Matthews House is we look at their physical and mental conditions. We look at safe, affordable housing. Do they have it? Or are they homeless, as many youth in Larimer County are right now? We look at their employment needs, their education needs, and then their interpersonal skills. How do they proactively manage change and conflict in their lives? So those 5 things in our lives would be a core to self-sufficiency. But we know that teaching happens on the outside of the brain, learning on the inside. And so we can teach classes all day long. That's going to come apart. What these kids need, as research indicates, is the protective factor of a caring adult. So we get that caring adult through a mentor, someone else that we can identify in the community, like maybe a former junior high coach, maybe there was a youth pastor in their life, and we try to build this community support. And that is the protective factor of all the 5 things that we're trying to help these youth in their lives with. Without this, they will continue to come apart. They've got to understand through a caring adult that they have purpose in life, that they have real value, and that they can make a difference in this world today. So as we collaborate with Department of Human Services, with the faith-based community, with service leagues, as we have these people enter into these youth's life, the youth comes to understand the concept of community.
When I first got involved in the Matthews House, since I still wasn't in a good place, it was really hard for me to focus on everything and do what I needed to do. But once I started coming around to it, it's like the best thing that has happened to me. It really changed my life.